Hi everyone, this is Bernie from STAMPI'NUP. Welcome back to my craft room. This week I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. If you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, you would have seen last Tuesday that I made a gatefold fun fold card. It's a mouthful. And the paper, the designer series paper that I used was actually paper that I cut up from my one sheet wonder. So I thought it would be fun if I showed you in this video how I came about making this one sheet wonder using brand new products, using brand new colors. It's not going to look the same as this because that's the beauty of a one sheet wonder, but I want to show you so that you can get some inspiration to perhaps experiment with your own. And I am planning a live class in the month of May. I'm just getting my ducks in a row and I'm getting all my systems sorted out, and then I will be advertising that very shortly, where we will create a one sheet wonder and 6 cards from that piece of paper. So do look out for that. So for this card, for this paper, I just want to flick this over and show you I actually have stamped this on designer series paper, and the paper that I am going to be cutting down is this 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper from the Country Lace brand new designer series paper in the annual catalogue. And it's something really fun to do, and I just want to show you that there are ways that you can work with your designer series paper, and it doesn't have to always be in the traditional way of using it. So when you are wanting to stamp on designer series paper, preferably you need it to be subdued in the background, and so this was perfect. So the first thing I need to do is cut this 12 by 12 down. And because I'm in the South Pacific, I need to cut that down to an A4. If you are watching this and you are in the Northern Hemisphere, just cut yours down to a 8.5 by 11.5, I think it is. So I'm going to go with 21 centimeters. Keep this strip for something else. And this is then 29.7. And it's a very tiny little bit. It's literally that much that we're cutting off. So here we have the canvas for our project that we're going to be working on, and I love this paper. It can be a little bit daunting when you start off doing one sheet wonders and you sort of don't know how it's going to go, but just embrace the process, just enjoy it, be brave about it, and just do whatever comes naturally for you. So I'm going to create a background, and when we create backgrounds, we usually look for texture. Now, there is already, if I bring this up to the camera, hopefully you can pick this up. It's very light. This is the basic beige. There is already texture in this, so I want to just enhance that. I don't want to necessarily take away from it, and I'm going to use the basic beige ink, because we're going on basic beige. I'm going to be using this large stamp. Let's start to stamp and have some fun. So I'm just going to go upside down, and I'm going to create a pattern across. So I'm going to go there, and I'm going to turn this around, and a last time over here in the corner. Excellent. That hasn't stamped that great, but that's okay. And this is a technique that is extremely forgiving, which is why I love using it so much. So if you're inclined to be a little bit more artistic with your stamping and you're looking for something a little bit different than just your ordinary stamping, I highly recommend looking into one sheet wonders. And I would like to just give the inspiration credit to Ruth from Artful Stamping. She is absolutely amazing at doing this. So let's do the next step. Now I'm going to bring in Painted Lavender, which is in the current catalogue, and I want to do the leaves, and I'm also going to be doing that. So let's do the leaves first. This is a photopolymer, so I just want to bring in everything over there. And I'm going to bring my eraser in I want to teach you a little trick. When you've got a brand new, I just want to put my eraser over this photopolymer. When you've got a brand new one, it's good to just rub that over. It grabs the ink better. So now we're going to go with Old Olive. And with the Old Olive, I am going to ink up my stamp. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to create sort of a pattern around these that I put on. And I'm going here and turning that around and over there. Okay, so for now I'm just going to leave that, and we may come back in with some other stamps. We may not. We'll have to see what it looks like. But for now I'm just going to leave that leaf. I do want to bring in those pretty pink flowers now, and I'm going to be using the Pretty in Pink. So let me just get that out. So the Pretty in Pink, this is going to look completely different to the one I've just finished because I'm stamping it very differently to what I did the other one. A little bit over here and some more. I'm just looking for these gaps. I might just turn that around and bring that in there. Now there's some space over here and we're going to fill that up shortly. And I'm bringing in my Moody Mauve, and from the brand new Flowers of Beauty I'm going to use this open design. And I'm just going to turn that flower around, and I'm bringing in another cluster here, and I'm coming down. Cool. And I might just bring one more cluster here and do it over there. Alright, so we need to fill this space in a little bit, and what I'm going to be doing there is I'm going to be bringing in some, actually looking at that, I'm going to bring those leaves back in there. As I have mentioned to you, once I start looking at it I do get a better feel, so I'm actually going to bring those leaves back in. And I'm going to just quickly add those in, but I might just take that stem away. There we go. And I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. So I'm just inking up the top half, taking those stems away and bringing that into the gap. Okay, filled that up a little bit. I want to bring in some yellow. So I've got Lemon Lolly in there, and I'm going to bring in the little flowers over here. And what I'm now aiming to do is I'm looking for the flowers, and I'm going to go around the flowers. So I'm just going all around where there are flowers, in those gaps. It gets quite busy. And I showed it to my husband when I was finished, and he sort of went, not so sure about that. And then I cut it up, and he was like, oh, that looks completely different. So it does look very busy at one stage, but we just need to keep going with that, and don't be afraid to just keep going with your design, okay? Okay, so I've got some yellow in there, which I'm very pleased about. I sort of feel I actually need to bring in that flower again. And this is this is how I stamp, but you might be a little bit better than that. There we go. Awesome. So I just want to clean my stamps. Just put them away where they belong, because when you do these one sheet wonders, they can actually get lost very easily because you're using a lot of stamps and a lot of quick succession. So I want to bring in the sentiment, and I really love this, may all your wishes come true. So I'm going to do that again. This is a brand new sentiment from Unbounded Love, and I'm going to be inking this one up, doing this in Crumb Cake. Wishes come true. Just randomly placing this just where you see some gaps. And there's some spaces over here that I just want to fill up. One more there. Brilliant. I love that. Okay, now I'm going to show you a very fun thing. So when we look at stamps, one of the things we can sort of become a little bit, how do I put this? That we just look at a stamp for the sake of looking at it and we go, oh yeah, okay, that's what that is. And that's what I want to show you here. So Latte Love, when you look at it, you just think it's a coffee stamp. But that coffee smudge there and that smudge there makes a brilliant point of interest, which is what I want to do now. So I'm going to bring in some Pecan Pike, and I'm going to just go over this One Sheet Wonder, just like really randomly. It actually is better second generation. I don't have my paper here to just mark it off. Don't be afraid to go over your flowers. And also, because we're going to cut this up, just, you know, try and make sure that you've got your areas covered. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. Brilliant. And now I want to bring in some butterflies just to add some prettiness to the design. The butterflies are coming back from the painted lavender one. As we start stamping, so we start off with big and light, and as we progress we get smaller and darker. All right, so I'm bringing in Melon Mambo, and I'm now just going to bring in my butterflies, putting my butterflies around the sentiments. Okay, so there's one last thing we need to do now, and that's bringing in the brand new Petunia Pop. And I want to bring in a little bit of splatter, and I'm going to be using the Thoughtful Wishes. Has got some splatter over there, so I thought, well, let's use a new stamp set for that. I don't need my mat, so I'm going to remove that, and let's go with some brand new Petunia Pop and put that in there. And so the splatter, I am just going here and there just to add some interest. I'm really going until the ink is running sort of out, because these are brand new pads, so they're nice and juicy. And that's it. You're probably thinking, oh my word, I don't know that I like this. But as I've already mentioned to you, let me just take that away. I want to show you. I just cut a 12. I just looked this up on Pinterest, and I got a A4 One Sheet Wonder template, and I literally just put this on top in my paper trimmer and cut it into the pieces that I need. And then when I was finished, I had a variety of different, obviously this is the one I've already cut up, but once you cut it up, you get all these gorgeous pieces of paper. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching this process. It is very artistic in the sense of everything looks different every time, and you need to be okay with that to do this technique. But I love it because it's very economical. You actually get about 6 cards out of an A4 sheet of paper, and I love the fact that the next time round you make it, you're never going to get the same again. So thank you so much for crafting with me. Don't forget, if you enjoy watching what I do, to please like the video. It really helps with my algorithms, helps people to find me. Click the subscribe button if you're not already doing so, and do be sure to sign up for my newsletters as well, where I give you weekly inspiration, tips and techniques. So until we meet again, remember to stamp, to eat, to sleep and to repeat. Bye!